Hi guys, welcome to another Blender tutorial. If you are new, subscribe, I upload every day video, 1000 subscribers. Let's go. We're gonna build an army on this channel. Today I'm gonna show you very cool stuff. I'm gonna play around on the fluid simulation and my fluid gonna follow curve. Or maybe gonna turn down to the object that I want. So let's start. I'm in Blender, I'm gonna select this cube S and move the mouse to make it bigger, something like this. And I'm gonna scale this cube on the Z axis. So SZ, and just move mouse to make it smaller on the Z axis, something like this maybe. Now select your cube, go to the object, and on the quick effect I'm gonna choose quick liquid, and I have my domain cube, of course, yes, this bigger cube where the simulation gonna has place, and I'm gonna scale this, so S, and move the mouse to make it bigger, and I'm gonna maybe scale this on the Z axis too, so SZ, something like this. Now I'm gonna place this domain cube a little bit higher, so G, Z, and just move your domain cube higher. Basically I'm scaling this domain cube because I'm gonna draw some curve right here and my fluid gonna follow this curve, yes. So what next? Basically I'm gonna add Shift A on the curve. I'm gonna add Bezier, and I have my Bezier. Just click Tab to go to the edit mode, X, and delete vertices. Now you have the draw tool right here, and just draw wherever shape you want, yes, wherever curve you want. But basically the idea is, in this tutorial I'm gonna turn down the gravity, so my fluid gonna be in this place. So I'm gonna start in basically drawing, yes, my curve from this stupid place where the source of the fluid is. If it does make sense, you get it, the idea. So I'm gonna just draw some shape, maybe something like this. Let's go. Okay, and my fluid gonna follow this curve. So I'm gonna click tab. You can draw whatever you want, okay, whatever shape you want. Now what next? I'm gonna bake this because my PC is shit and it's not always work, so this is gonna be just test baking. So I'm just selecting my domain cube, go on this icon. You can play around on those settings. I have different tutorials on the fluid simulation. You can crop up the resolution, the maximum, to have better results on your fluid, yes. Play around on the stuff. I'm not gonna do this. This is just fucking tutorial. I'm just scrolling down and I'm just change this right here to the O, and I'm gonna click this box and I wanna select the mesh. Like I said, this is just test baking because not always works if I'm gonna apply the force field on this curve, because we're gonna do this, and basically it's not gonna be follow curve because I tried this so many times and it doesn't work. I can't figure out the settings, okay, on the follow curve, but we're gonna use different force field. So yeah, it's working. Let's go. So what do I want to do? I'm just selecting my mesh and I'm gonna click free all. Now what next? I'm just selecting my curve that I drew, the stupid stuff, and on this icon I have the force field. I'm just selecting this and we're gonna use the force, okay, and I'm gonna change this from point to the curve because this is fucking curve, yes. And the idea is, like, you wanna crop this straight down on the negative value. I'm gonna say something like maybe -10, and on the flow I'm gonna maybe do something like maybe 1. Why not? You can play around on the stuff, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. I'm gonna select 1, and always remember the strength must be in the negative value. So there is that, and I'm gonna select my domain cube and I wanna turn down the gravity. So on this icon I'm just open this and I have the gravity right here. I'm just gonna turn this down, and like I said, you can play around on the stuff. You can add a little bit gravity, whatever. This is just fucking tutorial, and I'm gonna bake this and give my PC like 2 hours to bake this stuff. No, it's almost finished, as you can see. Not almost, and it's half. Whatever. So like I said, in the force field, this follow curve doesn't work that way, okay? You must use the force, and the idea is you can select whatever object you want, yes, mesh maybe, and just apply this force and add the negative value, and your fluid gonna turn to this fucking mesh. I'm gonna show you. So basically I have my fluid and it's follow this stupid curve, as you can see. Let's go. Yes, You can see this one more time. I'm gonna play this simulation. Whee! And you can draw whatever you want. And basically the idea is the curve that you're gonna draw must be in this domain cube. That's why I scaled this at the beginning of this tutorial, yes? To draw some stupid shape, yes? Basically. And you can draw, like I said, whatever you want. And you can play around on this fluid simulation to add more detail and resolution and play around on the stuff, yes? If you fucking want it. This is, like I said, just fucking tutorial. So, I'm gonna just click right here. And always remember, like I said, if you're not gonna turn down the gravity, the particles of this source, of your source, yes, of the object, in this case cube, there are scale at the beginning of this tutorial, it's gonna fall down. So always remember to add close to the water or maybe on the water basically your curve, yes, that basically the force gonna apply closer to the water, if that makes sense, yes. And you can play around on this force field, like I said. So I'm gonna show you maybe on the object. So I'm just selecting X and delete, Shift A. On the mesh I'm gonna choose maybe sphere and S and GZ, something like this. So what I'm gonna do, once again, I'm gonna apply on this icon force field, and basically I'm gonna change this to surface right here. And on the strength you just grab up the negative value, because basically the force works like, if you have negative value, it's gonna bring the particles, or in this case simulation, to closer to your object, yes, to your object basically. But if you have positive on the strength, it's gonna just apply the force, yes. And you can on the flow just click something like maybe 1, why not. I just click minus 10, as you can see, or minus 11. And I'm gonna once again bake this just to show you that I also crop up the gravity down. This is just tutorial, of course. So basically my water gonna turn to the mesh, and you can select basically whatever mesh you want. Maybe you have some 3D model of the person, yes, and you can place your 3D model to the domain cube, apply force field, apply force, negative value, and on the second kind of stuff apply number like 1, 2, or maybe 3. As you can see, we got water bending. Let's go, yes. And I'm gonna show you, maybe I'm gonna do more of those tutorials. I want to do something like water bending or maybe fire bending from Avatar, yes, the last airbender. And you do this very simple in Blender, as you can see. So maybe I'm gonna show you the results, yes, on the cycles. Let's go, let's go. And you have your sphere of water that you can shoot some bad guys. Yes. So I can apply, if it's gonna be lagging, I'm sorry. Of course you can apply some HDR, and this is my stupid fucking water. And you can apply some better materials to this stupid water, yes. So it's working, as you can see, yes. And I have my stupid water. Let's go. And I can delete this cube, this sphere, and I have still my water. Whoa, water bending. Let's go. I'm gonna shoot this ball to you, Dragon Ball Z. I never watched Dragon Ball Z. Okay, so this is very simple. Use the force field and basically use the force. Yes, like I said, negative value, and crop the second value, something like 1 or maybe 2, yes. The particle is gonna be closer to each other. And the idea, if you're gonna draw some curve on your domain cube, like I said, starting point must be close to the water, and the curve that you're gonna draw must be placed in this domain cube, okay, where the simulation is happening. I hope you know what I'm talking about. If you are a beginner, just watch previous tutorials, but if you are a beginner, I hope you learn something too, because it's not that very complicated, okay. And you can play around on the gravity, like I said, yes, to just turn down the gravity or maybe not turn down the gravity, and it's give cool results, as you can see. Water bending, let's go. And like I said, you can apply this force to the whatever measure you want. You can apply, like I said, to the person, and your person gonna turn down water or whatever. I'm gonna try in the different tutorial animated model, okay, and we're gonna basically turn our animated model to water. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, I want to do something like water bending and fire bending because it's simple. And don't use, basically you have shift A. This is some side stuff. Don't use curve guide because it's not gonna work. I try so many times and it's not working. I don't know fucking why. Maybe you're gonna figure out. If you're gonna figure out, just leave a comment because I can't figure out how to use. You must use force. You must use some object and force and negative value to basically your water gonna follow some stuff or maybe turn to this object. Thank you for watching this tutorial and see you on the another one. Bye guys.